Hi guys, so today's video, I'm going to show you how to diagnose a garage door opener that isn't working. So I manage a rental property and the tenants said that this garage door opener just started acting a little funny. It would sometimes open, sometimes not. Sometimes it'd open halfway. And so this is an older garage door opener. It is a Challenger 9300 series. And so I'm going to get a look and see what's going on with it. This wire is from the little switch over by the door. And so if we trace that down, it comes right down to these two pins. And so basically what's happening when you push the button over on the wall is it's just bridging these two posts together. And so I don't have to keep running over there. I can just use a screwdriver and connect these two. So this is what's currently happening with this opener. I don't know if you heard that. Sounded like the motor tried to run, but then it couldn't. So I think I know what the issue is on that. So this particular opener, to get in the motor, there's 4 screws. So one here, and then 2 on the other side. And so you just pull those off, and then this cover should, before you do this, unplug it. That way there's no power going there. So this just comes off, and then the other side slides out. So we've got our motor here. There's the control board. And then I think our culprit is that guy right over there. Let's get to the other side. So this right here is a start capacitor. And so there's just a little screw that clamps it in. But you can see you've got 2 red wires and 2 blue wires going into it. These capacitors can store a lot of voltage. This one is rated for 250 volts and 43 to 52 microfarads. So you don't want to touch these until you discharge them. You can either make a tool with a large resistor to drain these, or you can just use an insulated handle screwdriver and touch between the 2 pins to discharge them. If there's a big charge in it, a lot of times you'll get a spark that shoots out of there. But I think this is our culprit. It's a good idea to take a picture of how the wires are connected to it so that you can connect them back how they were. Okay, so here is the original capacitor. And if you look at this, you can see kind of in there, you got some corrosion. And there's usually like an oil in these that once it leaks out, capacitor is basically bad. Sometimes you'll get capacitors that will swell up. This is pretty thick plastic. I'm not sure that would swell. It does look like there's some like little fingers on that cap, so it could possibly push out a little bit. They just heat up and will go bad over time. I just got a replacement capacitor, same specs, so 43 to 52 microfarad, and this is 43 to 52 UF. So a lot of times you'll see UF. The U is like a Greek symbol for micro, and 250 volts AC, 250 volts AC. And if you look at them, you can see the new one, they're same diameter. The new one is a little shorter, but they have the same specs. So the new one has like a little plug in that, so that might be a vent, and when it builds up pressure, it may pop that out. Who knows what happened to this one. But the only true test for these to make sure they're good is to use a meter that can measure capacitance. And so the meter that I've got is an Ideal 61405, and you want a meter that has this little symbol with a straight line and a curved line that are separated by a little space. That is the capacitance. And then you also want to make sure that you've got a meter that can measure a capacitance high enough for whatever you're trying to test. So we just need to turn our dial up there, and then we'll hit the select button until we get to our, this is nanofarads, the NF, but this is an auto ranging. You just need to choose the correct range for what you're going to test. So I'm going to set that there. Hopefully there's not too much glare on it. Before you test, you want to make sure that you discharge these. So you can see I'm right around 16, 17 microfarads, and it is rated for 43 to 52. I'll switch my leads, test the other way just in case. For this, it shouldn't matter. Yep, same value, 16 to 17 microfarads. So now let's test the new one. And there we go, we're at 54 microfarads. And this is rated for 43 to 52, so that's within spec. So we're good. I will post a link to this meter and this capacitor if you happen to need the same size down in the description. Those are affiliate links, and if you end up buying from there, I get a little bit of kickback. I'd appreciate it. So let's get this thing installed. Okay, new capacitor is installed. As far as wiring these or the connections, you should have two of the similar colored wires on the adjoined posts. So the posts that, it's like a double post for each side of the capacitor. So you want similar colors on the same post as a similar color wire. So it's typically how they should always be wired. Wire it back up how it was originally wired. So got this on. I'm gonna get it plugged back in. And then I'm gonna actually run over there so I can use that button to control, just because shorting out the terminals back here isn't really reliable. And this stopped working when the door was up. So they could close it up for the night. We undid the emergency release, lowered the door down. So I want a little better control from over here. So let's see what happens. Okay, so that was all the way up. Hit the stop switch. There we go. So that's locked in. And so now the door should go up. So that's it. I'm gonna get the cover put back on, and they're ready to use their garage door. All right, guys, so that was a pretty simple repair, pretty cheap. I think the new capacitor was about $12. Depending on the capacitor you need for your opener, that price may go up or down. This particular capacitor, I'll put a link down in the description. Also the meter, if you want to get a meter that measures capacitance, I'll post a link to the one that I used in this video down below. There's a lot of other meters that will do the same thing for considerably less money, but this is just the one that I happen to have. So if you like what I do, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any comments or questions, definitely leave them down below. Until next time, see you later.